Hey everyone, we're here at NRF 2025 in the Microsoft booth. I'm Nolan with SYNQ.
And I'm Shish, I lead startups in Microsoft.
So we got a 3-booth tour. We're going to go rapid pace, rapid fire. So
Absolutely.
The first one we're looking at is we're in the Microsoft space. All this stuff is locked up now in the stores, Shish, especially here in New York.
Exactly.
We got a little example about Tide being locked up because they're locking up the Tide now. But think about like electronics and think about those things. Maybe even think about the big bulky things that are not locked up, but they're just big and bulky. So take a burn.
And that's always been intimidating. So this one where I scan it and there it is. I bring up the Tide, I click on it and add to cart. Commit the cart. And there we go.
Your order A9 and you didn't have to download an app. You're not going to introduce electronic friction because there's physical friction.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I'm Ryan, I'm the associate. So what we should have seen there is new order for Tide has arrived in the cart. So I'm an employee on Teams. I've just received this message. So we've connected the web world to Teams. So we've got a card here. I can manage this order. I'm in the back. I can just go pick this order, get it working right away. So I've got all the information about the order. Could be many items. I'm going to start picking it. Shish is going to get a notification on his device that the progress is actually happening. Feedback. He's got a bit of trip assurance that this is actually going to happen for him. This stuff's going to meet him at the till. So as the picker, I'm going to say drop this one at the customer service desk. And we're done. So you should now have
and that's progressing.
So you can just keep on shopping, go to the till,
exactly.
The item will be there for you.
Exactly. And this is far less intimidating when something's locked up. I have complete control over what I can do, so that's absolutely fantastic.
So the part here, we're going to burn to Samsung next, is that we used mobile compute for the associate. And more times than not, sometimes, or depending on where we're at, we are a little bit laxing on how much mobile compute we have in the store. So how do we do this with the existing radios in the store? So let's go check out the Microsoft booth.
That sounds cool.
So here we are down at the Samsung booth. We're going to have that voice conversation. So without any mobile compute, Matt, how are we pulling this off?
So what we're doing here is we are taking those requests, we are using AI, Azure Cognitive Services, to convert them to voice and notify staff over the radio. And it's also bidirectional. So not only will I be notified when I claim that request, the customer is going to be updated in real time of the status of their request. Furthermore, we got an agent here, so I can also be querying information about stock, information about the store, and we're going to harvest all that radio traffic and analyze it with AI.
So all you have there is just an old, clunky Motorola radio. It's old and it's analog.
No mobile compute, just the radio.
Okay.
This is a simple old radio. It's an analog Motorola unit, I believe. There's no trickery here. Let's do 2 demos. One to an API call that's configured to this store. So we're going to do a product inquiry. Product inquiry, DeWalt, DCD793D120.
There are currently 3 units of DeWalt DCD793D120 volt cordless drill in stock.
So that's pretty cool, and that's really basic. So that's us using the analog radio to make a call for the store inventory based on an API. But we can also do, and this is up to you guys to build, you can call on any API for an agent. So let's do an agentic AI for this demo, very simple. We're just hitting Azure's OpenAI. Here we are on stat holiday request. So ours is called Toby. Hey Toby, are there any stat holidays February of 2025? So let's be a bit slower because we got to hit an API through OpenAI.
Yes, in February 2025, the statutory holiday in the United States is President's Day on February 17th. There are currently 0 units of
You're taking away the need to do any reporting. You're just capturing, analyzing, summarizing, and maybe in some cases, inferring what is going on based on the context of the conversation.
Absolutely. I was talking to one of your peers at Microsoft, even changing, like those radios are fairly unsophisticated. Right. They only have like 4 channels. But even dedicating one channel to a learning channel. I'm at the baler. How do I make a bale? right? We think about Copilot, we think about AI, it's very much like an information workers game, predominantly because we're on mobile computer, we're on a computer.
Exactly.
You and I do voice calls all the time on Teams. We depend so desperately on translate and summarize, right, with Copilot. I don't think that there's a use case necessarily for every single person to summarize their 17 things they said on the radio that day. But in aggregate, there's a tremendous value to transcribe and Copilot the store that day.
And one of the things is that never really surfaces up is when there's a product missing in the store. There's a lot of times where they'll ask the store associate, they'll do a check and say, well, it's not there. But is that information, if it is big enough, is it bubbling up at all? The store associates, every time someone asks, we don't have it. They check with the radio, we don't have it. But where is that information going that they don't have it in the store? Because that summarization, those key pieces of information have been captured, and that's, I think, super powerful. So from a store performance perspective, that is huge. It's things that never get captured.
If we think about what we're doing today, there's friction in the aisle. We alleviate the friction in the aisle. We improve your productivity as a consumer. But we still have to go pick this stuff up. So there's that use case out there for e-commerce and curbside and e-commerce for lockers. But if you look at the transactional velocity, there's actually way more of a use case to make sure that the use case first and foremost for lockers is the in-store pickup component. And what IBM's demonstrating over there is pharmacy and prescription.
Demonstrate the back end of the process. By this time, the customer has already received a text or an email message that their prescription is ready. So basically, the customer comes to the store, skips the line, no waiting. They walk up to the locker, and they simply select, "I'm here." At that point, everything goes dark except for the customer's locker. So that LED indicator is very strong. And then I simply select when the customer's ready, open locker, and as you can see, the door opens. And it closes automatically. So there's no codes to put in, there's no screen, there's nothing, it's completely touch-free.
Ron, always love talking to you.
I love that. So essentially it is, friction in the store is a big element why a lot of people do walk out. You know, the first part that you showed me where it's locked. And if I don't find somebody and there's no easy way for me to get it, I'm walking out. And that translates to church. So I love that whole, the ability to remove friction. And also, I'm very excited about the radio integration. Because that is one of the challenges that many retailers tell me about. They have radios, a huge investment in radios. Can they just use what they have without retraining and replacing things? And I think your ability to integrate into that is a huge element.
Thank you. I mean, we'll close it off there. I mean, it's the radio. We think about things that are familiar. We're creatures of habits as humans, us humans. So it's just, we're used to the radios. We like the radios. It's comfort. They're probably, all of them are all paid for themselves. It's just a very unique frontline worker application to say, how do we overcome this barrier? And we look at what are the technologies that are already working.
Absolutely. And with the current economic situation as well, that is a very important aspect as well. Just use what you have and get more value out of it. And that's what I see with the solution. Absolutely.
NRF 2025. We're talking about analog radios.
Absolutely.
It's been great seeing you.
It's great seeing you always.
Thanks, Jim.